Hey, hi, Akhilesh.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
Good, sir. What about you?
Okay, okay. Shubham, your video is on.
Hello, sir.
Your video is on, man.
Okay.
Let's wait for some time. Then we will start. Hey, good evening. Welcome. Hey, good evening, Prag. Good evening, everyone.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Yes, Parag.
Sir, how can we send the image SRC from the JavaScript?
In an image tag, right?
Yes, sir.
What you can do is you can set it. You can select that particular image tag and set the property SRC in the JavaScript.
Okay, fine. So, I had some problem because the CC I was doing fetch API, the image I have to transfer that from JavaScript to.
What you can do is you can create it. You can have a tag. You can create a image tag in the JavaScript itself, and you can append it to the div.
Can't I use the image in the HTML from image HTML? I can use that. I have to create a separate class
You
for
can no, there is no need of creating class. You can create an I mean dynamic image tag and append it to the place where you want it, right? From
Okay.
JavaScript itself. Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Hello, sir.
Hey, hi, Himanshu.
Sir, I wanted to ask a doubt.
Yeah.
Sir, like the CC, the dog image one, the CC that you given yesterday.
Okay.
Sir, so I did it. So in add event listener, we inside it we give the face thing. Okay. So if we want to use this face thing as a function, can we use it?
Can you come again? If you have defined a function inside an add event listener, can you use that outside your asking?
Like I have add an event listener inside the button function, and then inside that I have done that fetch thing. But like if I want to reuse this face thing, can I define face thing outside and
Yeah. You can do that.
But
You can
it
define.
is not working.
No. The problem it is not working is the fetch you have to define as a async function in outside, and inside the add event listener you have to call it using await.
Okay.
That's what you're missing.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Because it's an API call, right? It might take some time to resolve, so you have to wait till that.
So outside we have to make it a async function, and inside we have to call it by await.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, guys. So, hi everyone. Good evening. I'm back, and today we are in JavaScript Intermediate Lecture 8, 8th lecture of this JavaScript Intermediate series. Okay, and today we are going to talk about very simple topics. The promise. We are going to look into few more promise kind of thing, and then we will jump into something called the iterators in JavaScript. Okay, so these two things we will see. I think we will finish off this early. If you finish off this early, then we will start looking into storage APIs in JavaScript. Okay. So that is what I had. Okay. So any doubts so far in from yesterday on promise or fetch or anything, guys? So everyone is comfortable with whatever we discussed yesterday. Whenever somebody asks a question, it is a good habit to reply to that question.
Yes, sir, no doubt, actually. We can go ahead.
Okay, fine. Then before going ahead, let's have some interview questions, interview level questions, okay? To chat it up. As you guys are very silent, so I don't want you guys to be silent. So let me ask some interview questions from the companies, okay? Okay. Use of async in a normal function we have seen. How to use the async in a arrow function? Where should be the async keyword should be placed? Anyone? So regular function, we define a string function. Then we have function name as let's say function one. This is how we define a async function regularly. How do we define it? How do we define async function in an arrow function? An arrow function, how to define an async formatting? This is what arrow function. How to make this particular function, this function to other async.
Can we use async before the name of the like variable?
Here you're telling
Yes.
async.
I'm just
Okay.
guessing.
This throws an error. Doesn't do work. Anybody else?
Before the parenthesis?
Here. That works.
Sir,
Actually, this is the correct answer. This is the correct answer. You have to use it before the parenthesis. Okay. Right. Okay. So where can we use await? What is the very specific rule that await should be used in case of using an await in your program? This is yesterday's MCQ question, guys.
It should be used inside the async function.
Yeah, it should be used inside an async environment. So basically, we are creating an async environment by supplying async in front of async function, normal function. Okay. Okay. This is a question from Google. Google's interview. Okay. The question is, you are going to run a loop for 10 times, and inside that loop, you are going to call set timeout. Okay, set timeout. Okay, and inside that set timeout, you have a fetch request. Okay, how many times the fetch request will be invoked?
So please repeat the question.
You have there is a code where there is a for loop. The loop is going to run 10 times. Inside that, you have a set timeout. Okay, a set timeout is there, and inside the set timeout, there is a fetch API. Okay, the question is, and the set timeout is 2 seconds. Okay, 2000 milliseconds. That is 2 seconds. So the question is, how many times the fetch API will be get called?
Sir, can you show it on Miro, sir? Not able to visualize, sir.
So 10 times. Like,
I'll again repeat the question. I'm not going to write code. You have a for loop which is going to run for 10 times. Inside that, you have a set timeout function which has 2000 milliseconds time limit. And inside that set timeout functions callback function, you have a fetch API call. How many times this API call will get triggered?
so 10 times.
Yeah, the answer is 10 times only. The question is simple. The question is just complicated. Yeah. How many times the set timeout will get executed here? The number of times the loop is going to run. This is actually a Google interview question, man. The problem here is like few of the people have just thought Google interview. So there is some tricky something would be there. Like how many people thought like that? That's the point. These many people have thought like that. Don't think like that. And just see the question, relate it with your basics, and just deal with it. Okay. Okay, cool. So let's publish this. Let's define a promise. Let's say we have a promise. Okay. So let's say promise my promise. Okay. My promise, which is going to be New promise. What is the first parameter here?
Resolve.
Resolve. Next one is reject. And here inside this, I'll type resolve. Is resolved. Okay, and I can have the reject this promise is resolved. Okay, and I come here and type my promise dot then. So I type my promise dot then. Okay, and it will have a value which I'm going to console.log. So what will be the output of this program?
It'll print the value we give. Oh, this promise is resolved.
Oh, yeah, exactly. That will be the output. Right. If I come here, console and just reload, see the promise is resolved. So here I can use as many then I want. Okay, this is the very first then. Okay, after this also I can use one more then. Okay, and inside that I can just print console dot log of everything is fine. Now what will be the output?
This promise has resolved and then everything is fine.
Everything is fine. If I reload this, see both got printed. So like this, you can stack as many then you want, and that is called as promise chaining. That particular concept is called as promise chaining. Okay, you can stack as many dot then you want, one after another, and that is called as promise chaining. Okay, fine. So this is what a concept called promise chaining is. And if I want here, if I want to have a catch, whenever it is rejected, catch is going to get called. Okay, control dot log of value. Okay, so here the same thing I'm going to have. The only point is this is rejected, reject, and the promise is not to stop. And I'll just comment this. Okay, so what will be the output right now?
This promise is not resolved.
This is not resolved. Plus, we get that because it is getting rejected. Okay, and if there is an error, and if you want to know whether the promise is either successfully completed or not completed, there is one way to do it, and that is called as when the complete promise is completed. I mean, the promise is all the asynchronous code inside is getting completely executed, whether it got rejected or resolved. Anyhow, we are going to catch it here, right? And there is one more way to do it, that is called as finally. This finally callback will be called when all this, I mean, dot then and dot catch is executed. At that time, we can call this finally. So if I'm going to a console log here, like finally. Okay. Finally. So what it will do, it will run either dot then or dot catch based upon whether we are solving it or rejecting it. And after those things have completed, it will call this particular callback finally. If I come here and reload, see, I got finally printed here. If I come here and instead of rejecting, if I resolve this, right? And here, if I come here and see, still the promise is resolved, but I'm getting the finally. So finally is an finally is an value, which is finally is an is an callback associated, so not callback, it is an state associated with the promise when the promise is either fulfilled or not fulfilled. After that, this finally will be getting called. So at the end of complete promise execution, the finally is going to get triggered. Okay. Finally doesn't depend upon any outcome. Either it is positive or negative. It doesn't accounts to that. It will get executed when all the processing of the promise has been completed. Okay. So dot then, dot catch, dot finally. These three things are very important in terms of a promise. Any doubt here, guys, in this one?
Sir, if we have two dot then, and in
Okay.
between them, I have finally. So what will happen in that case?
Okay. Your point here is this is second then. Okay. This second then. If I save this and come here and reload, see the very first dot then the finally got the very first time the dot then is executed, the finally will take care of it after that. No, nothing will be done here. Okay. If I move this above, right here in between, okay, the same thing will happen. See, the very first dot then is executed, then next it goes to finally only. That is how it moves.
Like it's not waiting for like completing all.
No. See, I'll give you a live example. Live example. We have two dots then here, one catch and find. If I come here and reload, see, the very first dot then is getting executed. Once the very first dot then is executed, that means the object, the promise has been fulfilled. So finally, just once whether it is fulfilled or it is not fulfilled. Once that state is achieved, the finally will get executed.
Clear, sir.
So finally is a state when a particular promise is either fulfilled or not fulfilled. So that is the position when this finally will get executed. So when the promise states reach to fulfilled or rejected state, at that time, once that is achieved, the respective callbacks like dot then or dot catch, any one of them got invoked once, then finally will do its job. Okay. So is it clear, guys, here, the promise part and its respective states?
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys, please implement this in your respective desktop, laptop, and computers and let me know if you people are going to do it. Completed, please give me a thumbs up or put it in chat, guys. Deepak, I'll come to that. I've seen your question, promise.all. The next thing what I'm going to teach is array of promises. So we'll be learning about the promise.all, promise.any. Okay, then promise.race. These things we'll learn. Okay. Deepak, is that okay? Guys, have you guys done it? Shall I move to the next concept? Yeah. So guys, we have seen here this very simple way of writing this, my promise. Okay. So rather than writing this thing, okay, like this we are writing, right? So rather than writing these many amount of lines, because it is very simple, inside that we have only resolve function. So if you want to rewrite this, right, we can rewrite that. we can rewrite that similarly, like let my promise 2 is equal to new, I can write promise dot resolve of this promise is resolved. Okay. So the line number, this promise 2 and promise 1 are same. This is a long way of writing a promise. This is a short way of writing a promise. Any doubts here, guys? When we want only resolve function is we have only one value. When only these, only very minimalistic work we are going to do here, then that can be also written in single line like this. Any doubt here, guys?
No,
Say yes, sir. Yes, sir. No.
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. So similarly, if in case of reject, if you want to reject that, you can also write reject. Here instead of resolve, you can use reject. Okay, and you can have the reject text, whatever the reject text we have. Okay. So basically, when this is the case, this promise and promise 3 are equivalent. So when you want to write a promise which is going to just resolve with a certain value, you can use the line number 556. When it is going to reject with a certain value, you can use 557. Okay. So this is one way to do it. Another way to do it, sorry. Okay. Cool. So now let's comment all this. So far we have seen the concept of single promise. Now let's deal with array of promises. Okay. Let's define 3 promises. Okay. Const promise 1 is equal to promise dot resolve of first promise. Okay, first promise. Then let's define second promise. Const promise 2 is equal to, I'll write, let's say I have a promise like promise dot resolve of 23. Okay. Then I'll have const promise 3 equal to new promise of resolve and reject. Okay. And inside that I have set timeout of, I'll have resolve comma the time is, let's say 1000 seconds, and the value that is going to return is promise 3. Okay, let's say third promise. Okay, so I have these 3 promises. Okay, now I'm going to write a function, I mean a promise function, which is going to help us check whether all the 3 promises got resolved or not. So now I have, what I'll do here is I'll do promise.all. Promise.all means it will check, it will take an array of input, and once all the promises are resolved, then this particular promise will get resolved. Okay. So what this will do, it will take the array of promises. So it will take array of promise 1, promise 2, promise 3. If all these 3 promises are successful, okay, if all the 3 promises are successful, then we have all the values which is coming together as an array, and I'll do console dot log of value. Okay, so basically what it will do, it will have a value which is going to be an array. The first value would be promise 1's output, the second value would be the promise 2's output, and third promise would be promise 3's output. Okay, if all the 3 promises are resolved, then only this particular console.log will be called. Okay, if I come here and reload, see, it is taking time to resolve. The reason is, here we have added a set timeout function of 1 second. So the third promise will take time to resolve. Okay. Okay, so this is how it is going to take. Nileshwar, you can't say exactly 1,000 milliseconds. After 1,000 milliseconds, this particular function is executed. So from there, the resolve function will execute. So it will take some more milliseconds extra. Okay.
I have a question. Let's say in the line number 564, we write reject instead of the resolve. Then
Yeah.
what will be the output?
This will not, okay. Here, if you write reject, right, you will not get any output at all.
Because we have specified dot all.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, exactly. We got the error. Because the third promise is rejected. See, that is why you're getting an error. Third promise. Okay. So this is what happens. So promise.all means it will take an array of promises, and if all the promises are successful, then only we'll get this result. Okay. If I do dot catch, if all the promises are rejected, at that time that will get executed.
So in line number 568,
Yeah.
I mean the part that is before the dot then is executed first.
So what it will do is whenever this particular line number one line, whenever it is coming, right, at that time the promise execution happens. Okay, the promise creation will be happening. So when I do promise.all, it will execute each promise. It will wait for all the promises here. It will wait for all the promises to return to the settled state. I mean the completed state. Once all of these promises are completed and all are successful, because we are using dot then here. In that case, it will get the value. The value is like that. So is promise.all clear for every one of you guys?
Yes, sir. Can you please show the output?
Yeah. I put resolved it here again. So if I reload, it will take 1 second, and after that it will come. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Deepak, is it clear? Okay, guys. I'll give you 2 minutes. Please implement this, guys, in your respective desktop laptop computers. And let me know if you people have done successfully. If you're still facing an issue, then also let me know. I'll try to help you to solve that. So in promise.all, we will get array of output. That's okay, no problem. Why there is less attendance today? Is there any issue? Any idea, guys?
No, sir.
Okay. It's not even Friday, it's only Thursday. Okay, then. Evaluation is going on. Why do they keep evaluation during class hours? They should keep it afterwards or before that day.
Because they say they have this much slots are available and you have to be present there. They have the target to close the evaluations.
I'm gonna tell those guys because I don't know. It's not about the attendance, but if you miss this lectures, right, in live you can ask doubts directly. If you're going to watch a recorded video, it is going to consume your time, extra time, right? Yeah. So guys, let's move to the next concept. Shall I move to the next concept? So far we have seen about promise.all. There is one more concept called promise.any. So here it will also take the array of promises. Okay, and here what it will do here is it will execute all the three promises and any one promise which resolves successfully and very first to get resolved, that will have the output here. Okay, so I'll have a val here and I'll do console.log of. Okay, so what it basically do, it will check for all the three things. So we know the very first we have two promises here from this one. So what I'll do, I'll reject this. Okay, I'll reject the second promise. Okay, the first promise can resolve. The second promise is getting rejected. The third promise is going to take some 1,000 seconds, 1,000 milliseconds. Okay, so here, as per our knowledge, the first promise will get resolved initially. Okay, so what I'll do, yeah. Okay, if I run this right, it will execute all the three promises. The very first promise, which executes and comes to a settled state, and it is successful. That particular one's output, you will get it here. Okay, so in promise.all, it is an array of output. In promise.any, you'll have only one output. Okay, so if I reload this, right, see, the first promise only got executed. If the reason is the third promise will also get resolved, but it is going to take time. So the very first promise which gets executed successfully, that promise is will resolve this complete thing, and that promise return will be stored in this value, which will be getting consoled. Okay, so it's like an opposite concept of all. So any doubt here, guys, in terms of any promise.any?
So like this, we can use catch or also in any.
Yeah, you can use catch. In any wait. In any, if all the things are rejected, right? If you're going to use catch here, okay, nice. If you are going to use catch here, you know that if the second promise is getting rejected. If I reload this, I won't get anything. Okay, the promise.any is about the true positions only. Okay, if any one of them, it's about the very first promise getting successful. So basically what here means is, if any one of the if all the promises are rejected, in that case, the very first promise which is getting rejected will get it. If any one of the promises is fulfilled here, then you will not get it here, because promise.3 is getting fulfilled, right? And promise.1 is getting fulfilled, right? That is the reason you are not able to see here the output. You got the point?
No, I actually, sir, like in first example, we were looking for the if any condition is true, it will print the first whatever the like it will come true, right? So in this we are looking for the rejected. So whatever the
No.
reject first, it should.
This is not about rejected. This can see here also you can have dot then value. Okay, this is basically a promise which can have dot then, dot catch, and dot finally. All the three values it can be there. Okay. The point I'm telling here is, in promise.all and promise.any, you are not looking for the whatever you're going to provide here. If you're only providing dot then, that means that doesn't mean that you're only looking for the positive value. According to the definition of promise.any or promise.all, in promise.all, n, if all the promises are successful, then dot then will get called. Okay, let's comment this. Okay, let's comment this. Let's go back here to our promise.all. Okay, here now I'll move this here down. Okay, now what I'll do dot catch of value. Okay, and I'll put console dot log of value. Okay, so basically I have then and catch here. Let's see what happens. See here, the basic definition is, even though we have catch, but we have a promise. Here we have this rejected, right? See, 23 were rejected. So according to the promise.all, all the promises should get resolved. So nobody got resolved. I mean, one of them didn't get resolved. We promised two. That's why this dot then didn't get executed. The dot catch got executed. Dot catch will catch the rejected promise. So here it caught this rejected promise 23. That is why we're getting output as 23 here. Okay. If I comment this line, if I comment the catch here, okay, if I come here and reload, there will be no output. There will be an error. Okay, because that got rejected, and we don't have a catch option to catch that error. Okay, and if I make this resolve here, instead of reject, if I make this resolve and come here and reload, all the three promises will get resolved. That's why I'm getting this thing. Now I have resolved, I have all the three promises, and also I have catch now. In this case, what will happen? All the three promises is going to get executed, and it is going to be successful. At that time also, the dot then will getting called. So you're understanding now, Prag, how that is happening.
So can you repeat, like what is like any is doing? What any role?
Okay, any's role is to check if any one of this particular promises is getting succeeded or not. Okay. And the very first successful promise is going to return the value. So as per we know, all the three things we have. Okay, we have three responses, and in that the very first resolved one is going to come up here. So the first promise here is getting resolved first. Then only the second promise is getting. So what if I'll reject everything? Okay, I'll reject all the promises now. I've rejected all the three promises here, and I'm using any. Let's see the output. See, all promises were rejected.
Yeah.
This is a common error. It's a common error block, which comes with any.
But like we have not used any catch for this, right? It's showing aggregate.
No, I have used a catch here. It is the property of any. Whenever all the promises are rejected, okay, return promises are rejected, then aggregator error will take care of that to show that all the promises are error.
Okay.
Okay, like that. Cool. So any doubt here, guys, in terms of any?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what's it now?
Yes, sir. Like if this all three are getting rejected, and then
aggregator error is a class. Aggregator error is a class which is associated with promise.any. So when all the three promises are rejected, the aggregated error class fulfills the job of reporting that all the promises are rejected.
Right, sir. Right, sir. If we all three are rejected and then we give a promise.all and then we get catch, and then will that catch work? Like
yeah,
all the three.
Right? Okay. You want that case? Let's do that. I'll reject this. So all three of them are rejected now. Yes. And let's see the output. And let's play the output. Reload. First promise is rejected. Yeah. So the very first reject here, right? That will be outputted. In case of promise.all. See, this is a reject. This is a reject. And here the very first promise which is rejecting, that gets catched and sent to us as output in case of promise.all.
Right, sir. So, but basically, dot all is looking for successful resolve, not for catch, not for reject,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Okay. I hope you people are clear right now. Prag, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Good. Yeah, guys, please implement promise.any in your respective desktop laptop and let me know if you people are able to do it successfully. Give me a thumbs up, guys, if you have done it, or put it in chat, guys, so that I can move to the next concept.
One minute, sir.
Yeah, sure. I don't know whether in other batches they are teaching this much concepts in promise or not. Anybody have any idea? Are we doing extra here? Anybody from other batch who knows whether we are learning extra or everybody's learning promise first time here this batch?
No sir, it's actually I am batch transfer हुआ है सर, but ये हो गया है, but ऐसा नहीं हुआ है. मतलब promise एक दो फंक्शन में बताया, but ये dot then dot promise dot any promise dot all ये नहीं हुआ था.
Okay. Okay, you will please continue this. I'm waiting for that.
Sir, in line number 575, why he took first promise directly?
Yes, okay. Please come again.
Sir, in line number 575, the output is first promise. How we will get that?
575. So in any
Yes, sir.
right, we are the very first promise which is getting resolved first. The very first promise that is going to get resolved, that will be outputted. So we know the promise 559 and 561 both are getting resolved here. So in
Yes,
this
sir.
two, right, the very first one, which one is invoked? Promise one is invoked. So there are chances that promise one will execute first,
Okay, sir.
like that. There's a chance if there is some delay in promise one execution, then promise two will take is resolved first, then promise two will be getting output.
Okay, sir. Sir, if sorry, क्या बोलने वाला सर भूल गया मैं.
No problem. No problem. When you remain right, you can chat. Put it in chat. No worries. Okay, guys. If this is done, shall we move to the next concept? Okay, so let's comment this. Okay, and let's make a copy of this, paste it here. Okay, now let's have promise 4. Okay, so this I'll make it as result, and this I'll make it as result. Okay, now this is for 2 seconds, 1 second, this is for 2 seconds. Okay, okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise these two promise. There is a way called to check the we can create a race between two promises, and the very first it will wait for both the promise to get resolved. Okay, but it will only output the very first promise which is solved very fast. Okay, so that is called as promise.race. Okay, this will also take an array of value. So here we are going to take promise 3 and promise 4. Okay, promise 3 and promise 4, and I'll use dot then here. So this will have a value. I'll do console dot log of value. Okay, so what basically happens? So the promise 3 will take 1 million, at least 1 million or 1 second, 1,000 milliseconds to resolve, and promise 4 will take 2 seconds to resolve. Okay, 2 seconds to resolve. So it will wait for both the promise to get resolved. If both are resolved, then the very first promise which got resolved first, right, that will get printed here. Okay, let's see the output here. Okay, so after 2 seconds only, it will show the result. It will wait for both the promise to get resolved. If I make any one of the promises rejected, okay, in that case, the promise which got resolved first, that will be coming as output. Okay, but it will wait for the second promise to get completed. So when both the promises change to the fulfilled state, okay, or not fulfilled state, after that only it will check which promise got resolved first, that will be getting outputted. So if this is getting rejected, okay, I'll make this as 2 seconds and make this as 1 second. Okay, now let's see which one is coming as output. Okay, here the very first promise that got resolved. So who won the race? Promise 4 won the race, but it is rejecting. That is why we got the error here. So it is about a race between the array of promises. The very first one, which resolves or rejects, which gets into a fulfilled or non-fulfilled state, that will be outputted. So it's like creating a race between an array of promises. Any doubts here, guys, in terms of race, promise.race? Guys, tell me the truth. Are you people, is it boring or you people are sleeping?
No, sir, just I am joined the meeting.
Okay. Okay.
Because evaluation is going on.
Okay.
So I am. It's good, sir.
Okay, great.
तो वो थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट हो रहा है कि मतलब मैचिंग करना.
Okay, cool.
तो वो मुझे स्टार्टिंग
I'll just give you a quick recap. Quick recap. I'll give you a quick recap. So there are we have multiple promises. Okay.
सर आप कंटिन्यू कीजिए.
Okay.
मैं एक बार कल मतलब नाइट में एक बार पूरा वीडियो फिर से देखूंगा. अगर मुझे कुछ डाउट होगा तो मैं आपको कल पूछ लूंगा. डिस्टर्ब मत कीजिए क्लास को.
Okay, sure, definitely. Okay, sure, thanks. Yeah, with this we are going to complete the promise concept. Okay. So any doubts in promise concept or promise.trace, please ask right now.
No, sir.
Okay, cool. Please implement this promise.trace in your systems and let me know if you've done it. You give me a thumbs up or put it in chat, guys. Nilesh, is it okay? Okay. Shall I move to the next concept, guys? Wait for 1 more minute.
Sir, and finally, also we are looking for the resolved, whatever the resolved first, then we just print that, right, sir?
No. Finally, yeah. If it is resolved, we get the resolved value. If you want to change the value, you can give a new text.
So,
You can
like
give your own text.
in race, like we are only taking a array, right? We are comparing those.
Yeah, we are comparing in terms of race, right? We are what we are doing is we are taking an array of promises and we execute everything, and we check. It is like a race. Who comes first? Either it has failed or positive. We will display.
So it's like suppose promise 3 first resolved, then will it look for the promise 4, or it will just print
It will.
the
It will wait.
promise?
It will wait. It will wait. It will wait till all the promises are moved to the final state, either fulfilled or not fulfilled state.
Okay.
Okay, guys. I'll move to the next concept. Okay, so with this, we are officially completed with the promise. We are finally done. Okay. Yeah. So now let's move to the next concept, and that concept is called as iterator in JavaScript. So it is a continuous concept where we have iterators, then generators. So these two are very newly came concepts in JavaScript. You could expect few questions if you're going for a very big company. If it's a small company, I mean, if you're going to a medium-sized company or small company or a service-based company, then the questions from these two topics would be minimum, but you could expect. Okay, like that. Okay. So okay. So basically, the iterator is a concept. It's like in defining your own looping structure. Okay. So rather than creating using for while, right, we have these values to do it, these inbuilt concepts to do it. Okay, but instead of doing that, we have something inbuilt with the prototype present with the array, which you can utilize to convert that into an iterator object so that you can utilize it. So let's see. I'll show you what are these things. So let's have an array. It should be like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay. Now, if I want to display all the values, what can I do? I can do for let I equal to 0. I equal to 0. I less than arr.length. And I can do I plus plus. right? And inside that I can do console.log of ARR of I. Okay. So once I run this, right, I'll get all the elements here. So using loops, I can do this. What if I want to define a custom loop? What if I want to define a custom loop? Okay. So let's console the array at the top. Console.log of ARR. Okay. If I come here and reload, I have the array. Okay. So here in prototype, we can find something called as, we can see there is a list of objects here, list of functions that we can use. Okay. In this list of functions, these are all array functions which we can use. Okay. So here, if you see something here, you have symbol.iterator. So symbol.iterator is a way to iterate over the elements in the object, in the array. Okay. So anything which follows an iterator, we could say iteration protocol, we'll be able to iterate it one value on that array. Okay. So here you can see symbol.iterator. That is a function which you are going to leverage it in order to iterate over the array rather than using a loop. Okay. And how do we do that? I'll show you how do we do that. Okay. So basically that can be done like, so we have an array. Okay. Now we have to create an iterator object. I'll just comment this. Now we have to create an iterator object. Iterator object is something which will point to a certain index to the array, and once you call next of that, it will show the next value. Okay. And to create an iterator object, it can be done like in iterator object. Okay. Iterator object. And to create that, what you'll do, I'll do the whatever array variable that we're using. Array of, here we'll type symbol.iterator. So, and it is a end function. So basically this particular way, this ARR is the array to which you have to create an iterator object. And you need to have a square braces inside which you will take symbol iterator. You will initialize the symbol iterator function to point it to the very first location. Okay. So when you call the next location, it will move to the next location. So this is how you create an iterator object. So basically this iterator object is pointing the first location. Okay. And now if I do console.log of iterator object. Okay, let's see what is there in the iterator object. Okay, if I control load it, see we have the iterator object here, which basically contains next function, which will the next function will tell you the value where it is pointing. Okay, if I do console.iterator object dot next. Okay, so it will point to the very first location. See, the very first, it will give an object value. Always the iterator dot next is going to give an object value. That object will contain the value to which the iterator object is pointing, and it will tell whether the iterator object is finished or not. Okay. See, I'll explain you guys again. Whenever we want to loop through, access each object inside the array, right? We are using for loop. For loop to find the, we are pointing to certain index where we are getting the value. Okay. So rather than using a for loop, what we are doing is we are using an inbuilt function called symbol.iterator. Symbol.iterator is an inbuilt package which is going to create an iterator object. Rather than using a for loop, right? We have this iterator object which will point to the certain location of the array. And once you have the first, it will always point to the first location. And when you use that iterator object dot next, it will point to the very first location, right? So the output of this particular function call would be an object. Okay, the object would look like something like this, which will have two values, which have two data. One is value. It is the index. It is the value to which the iterator object is showing. And the next one is done. Okay. Done basically tells whether this iterator object's job is completed or not. So iterator object has still a lot of elements inside it. There are 4 elements. It is in the first location only. So it will tell false. Okay. If I want to call the next object in this loop, right? What I'll do, I'll call it again. I'll do iterator value dot next. So now this particular line, the first line 594, is pointing to the first location, 0th index. Okay, now this again we are calling the next. So the cursor will move from first location to the next location. That is the first index. Okay, if I come here and reload, and save it, I think. I'll save this. I'll come and reload. See, I'm getting the next object. So there it is pointing to the second position on the array. That is the first index. The value is 2. Okay. So similarly, whenever I want to call this iterator object, I can call this. I can write any number of code here, and I can call it about 10 lines after that also. If I do iterator object dot next, it will move to the next location. Okay. So like this, if I call it for let's say I'm calling it for 4 times, so it will print all the 4 elements in the array. Okay. And if I want to call this for the 5th time now, okay, I'm doing it for 5th time. Okay. And if I reload here, see, when I'm calling it the 5th time, the actual iterator's job is completed because it has to execute only 4 times, 4 values. So till then it was not done. But the 5th value tells it is done, and there is no value at the 5th position. That's why it is called as undefined. Okay. This is step by step. We can't jump the steps. Did you people understood the concept of iterator? Where I am asking.
Iterator is useful, sir.
We use iterator and generator functions in Redux and Saga, which is in packages that we use to develop in React. Okay, this is a very advanced concept. So without using a for loop, like for loop is very basic, right? The looping is basic because once inside a loop, you have to go through all the loop numbers. But here it is customized. So it is not required that if you want to only access only 2 elements in the loop, there is no need of writing a loop. You can just create an iterator object and you can just call .next 2 times. It provides customization to the looping concepts.
Okay, like suppose I want to add some number only in between, like second index, so I can do it here, right? Only in at the second index I want to add 5, right? So I can do it here.
Wait. This is iterator object is used to access values. The editing and deleting is not there. Okay, it is about access.
Okay, only accessing, right? Like in for each.
Yeah. Is it clear, guys, the iterator concept?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So basically, iterator we use in order to customize the looping concepts. Okay. There is a lot of in industry it is used in very places, very much places. Okay. So anything which follows iteration protocol will only satisfy to use this. And the iteration protocol means, I want to tell you what an iteration protocol is. Iteration protocol is something which gives an power to a particular object whenever there is symbol dot iterator in its prototype. Okay, so if you want to see the output, this would be something of the output. So people understood, right, how this done is defined, how this value is coming up. Did
Yes,
people
sir.
understand that? Okay, cool. Any doubts, guys, in terms of iterator?
No, sir.
Yeah, guys, please try this out. In your respective desktop, laptop, or computers, and let me know if you people are able to do it successfully. Nilesh, sir, can you elaborate your question? Nilesh, sir, I think your question is about the looping time complexity, right? Okay. So the point here is the time complexity is not that much involved, because in a loop we are going to access all the elements in that loop. The number of times it is going to run, that many time complexity is going to create. Here we are not running a loop. We are created an iterator object, and using that iterator object, we can call it anytime we want. Okay. Anytime we want. If you call the first iterator object dot next in line number 200, and you call iterator dot next object in line number 7000 after that, it will be live. There will be no problem unless iterator dot object is in scope. So there is no need of writing that much big loop, right? If consider using this I mean element inside the array, right? You have a code of around 500 lines of code. So every time, if you can't write 500 lines of code in a for loop, right? So in that case, the iterator object comes handy. Still, you people are confused in terms of iterator, guys. Iterables, object iterables. How about others, guys? That's what I said you, right? For example, if you want to write a logic where you have 500 lines of logic itself, okay, which you have to implement on an array of data, okay. So that particular piece of 500 lines of code needs to be implemented on the very first, let's say, the third third position only, okay. But for first line, you have to implement some other 200 other lines of code. For second element, you have to implement some other 300 lines of code. And for the third, you have to implement 500 lines of code. So in this case, right, you can't use a loop, right? And you can't use the index also, because you don't know. Because using an index in the programming is not good. So you need to have an iterator object which starts from the first location and goes on like that. So that is one kind of example that I can give, right? Yes, Prag. You can look up the values. You have to customize the next function if you want to add the code for editing. Okay, guys. So let me know if you people are comfortable with this iterator concept. Then I'll move to the next concept. Okay, guys. So that's all for uh, the one that I prepared for today's class. I knew it because we are going to finish early. So I have another concept handy to start with. Okay. So let's start with the storage APIs. Okay. So have you people heard of something called as uh, local storage and session storage before?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in the browser window, right? Preeti, we will do some the interview questions end of the session. Okay, after this local storage and session storage. Okay. So once you go to this application, right? Application tab in your browser console, you can see on the left hand side, you can see the list of storage, local storage, session storage, these things. So this will basically will contain all the values of whatever you have created in the local storage and session storage. Okay. You can maintain data in the local storage and session storage from your local itself. Okay. From your code itself. So there are two types of storage, local storage and session storage. Okay. So local storage is basically it's a kind of place where you store data in key and value form. Okay, you have a key and you have a respective value to it. Okay, and the local storage, right? It can be shared across the windows and the tabs of the same origin. Of the same origin, you can share data among multiple tabs. If all the tabs are from same origin, then you can share data between all the tabs. Okay, but session storage is within the one tab only. This within the one tab only. Okay, and the local storage, it will survive the browser restart. Even if you close the browser, open again, if some data is present in the local storage, it will be present. It will be present. But in terms of session storage, if you close the window and open again and go to the same website, right? In that case, this whatever value which is present in this storage will not be present. Okay. In case of browser reload, in case of page reload, both the data will be present. From local storage also it will be present, and session storage it will be present. So this is the basic theory that I want to give in terms of difference between local storage and session storage, guys. Any doubt here?
Can you please repeat it again?
Okay. So see, local storage can be shared between tabs of same origin. Okay. This is
What is meant by same origin?
Same origin sense. If you have two places, www.google.com/drive, www.google.com/ let's say Gmail. Okay, so both are different web pages, but the origin is same, right? It is from google.com. That is the origin. Okay, so this is can be found in only one tab. Okay, it can't be shared. Okay, then it survives browser restart in tab refresh. Okay, both of the things it will survive. In terms of session, it will survive. It survives only page refresh, page/tab refresh. Okay, is it clear the difference between local storage and session storage? I'll just
Sir,
comment this one. Yeah.
what will be the example of like these local storage? Like storage mostly in like banking applications is used, or?
Yeah. So the session storage is maintaining the session. In banking applications, like for 15 seconds only your page will be open. Right. After that, you have to log in again, or you have to keep it active. So these tokens, right, it will be present in session storage. So some data, right, the data, the language you have chosen in your application, or the choices sometimes you have adding something into your cart. So these things are present in the local storage. So anything which is very secured one, which should not be exposed to another tab, or it should not be there if the browser is closed and reopened again. In that case, you have to use session storage. If any, it can be present it can be present as long as it can. In that case, you can go for local storage. Okay, so in JavaScript, if you want to access and use local storage, we have a keyword, something called as local storage. Okay, and if you want to create, I mean, you have to put something in your browser local storage, then you can put local storage dot set item. Okay, it will take two values, a key and a value. So the key is let's say string. Okay, key is something, let's say string str, and the value is, hey guys. Okay, I can save this. Similarly, I'll add one more data. It would be a number. Okay, be a number. I'll keep it as 2. And similarly, I add one more data. Let that be an object. Okay, here I'll have, let's say, name Tony, and age is 25. Okay, so I can store once I save this and come here. See, in the application, if I go to local storage, right, and there's no value is present. I come here and reload. See, now in the local storage, I'm able to see all the values, the string, the number, the object, everything got stored. So whatever data you are going to send it here, right, this will be stored in like a string. So whatever value you are storing here, it will be string. Okay, that is why the object got converted into object. Okay, if instead of here, if I just type JSON.stringify of this, so it will convert this object into string and it will store. So come here, and if I reload this, see, now you got the value. So whatever value you're going to store it in the local storage, right, the value will get converted into a string and it will get stored. Okay, so this is how you can set data in your local storage. Any doubt here, guys, how to set data in local storage, and what kind of data you have to set it in the local storage, and how the data is stored in the local storage? Any doubts here, guys? Give me a thumbs up, guys, if you people are able to understand this.
So please explain last object. What is this object? JSON.stringify.
Okay, JSON.stringify. If you attended the previous classes when we are talking about objects, if you want to convert a string in JSON string into an object, you have to use JSON.parse. If you're going to convert an object into a string format, you have to use JSON.stringify.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay, guys, please try to do this in your system, using set item, so that you people can see the output in your browser, the application tab, in the local storage file, local storage, whether you are able to see this or not. Give me a thumbs up, guys, if you people have done it successfully. Okay, so now if you want to read a data, whatever it is set in the local storage, right, in that case you have to assign it to a variable. Let's say if you're going to read data called object, obj. Okay, so what you can do here is you can do local storage dot get item of you have to pass the key value. Key value. It will take only one object. You have to pass the key value. So I'm going to pass object obj. Okay. And what I'll do, I'll just console.log obj. Console.log of obj. Okay. So once I do this right, it will read the data from the local storage whose key is obj. Okay. If I come here and reload and go to the console, see, it has read the value from the obj. Okay. If I want to, if I change the key to let's say num, it will read the num value. If I come here and reload, see, I got 2 here. If I read something which is not present in the local storage, in that case, you'll get null, because that particular key will have a null value. So this is how you can access value in the local storage through JavaScript using a key. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
So Himanshu, as you asked, right? See, when I'm reading this obj, right? Here, if you come here and reload, see, it is in the string format. Okay. If I want to put it in a JSON format, what I need to do is I have to do JSON dot parse of that particular JSON string. Okay, JSON string. If I do the JSON dot parse, right, I come here and reload. See, this is an object now. This is an object. But the very first time when we did only the obj, right, that is a string. But this is an object. So conversion of JSON string into JSON object is done by JSON.parse. Conversion of an object to JSON string is done by JSON.stringify.
Okay.
Is it clear, Himanshu?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So this is how we do it. So in case if you want to remove a particular value, particular item from the local storage, so we have an option called remove item. Okay. Here we have to pass the key which we are going to remove. Let's say if I want to remove num. Okay. So now if I come to the application, I can see the num here. Okay. I have written code to remove. If I reload this page, see, the num has gone. So using local storage or remove item, I can remove num. This is a way to remove one particular item. If I want to completely clear the local storage, I can do local storage dot clear. This will completely flush everything from the local storage. So now we have two things. If I come here and reload, see, everything got flushed out using local storage dot clear. Any doubt here, guys, in terms of local storage, how to set it, how to get value, how to remove a particular item, and how to clear completely local storage? Any doubts here, guys?
No, sir.
Others? Come on, wake up, guys. Give me an answer. Do you guys have any problem with me? Whenever I ask a question, only few people reply. Still the same. Fine, guys. Please implement this local storage concept: set item, get item, remove item, and clear in your respective desktop computers, and let me know if you people are able to do this or not. Somebody are trying to say something. I'll just give you 2 minutes of time. Please do it. Complete this and let me know so that I can go to the next concept. Yeah,
what is
guys.
JSON parse?
Okay, JSON parse is, so whenever there is a concept called JSON object and JSON string. So JSON object is basically an object. Okay, and JSON string is whenever the JSON object is converted into a string. So whenever you want to convert an object to a string format, you have to use JSON.stringify. This will create a string of that particular object. So that is called as JSON string. So whenever a JSON string needs to be converted back to an object, that time you have to use JSON.parse of the JSON string. So here, right, the obj contains the JSON string, right? This, because this is converting that into a string. So we have to convert that string into an object. So for that, we are using JSON.parse.
Like it is opposite of JSON string file, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, sir.
Guys, am I going very fast? Is my pace is okay? Or do you want me to slow down? Okay. Are you people understanding what I'm speaking, what I'm teaching?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, guys, I'll just stop here. You people please implement these things. And you people, if any one of you didn't understand anything, please let me know. I'll explain it again. Parag, what is the issue you are facing?
So it's showing objects, not the actual items.
Let me just copy and paste the code here. Seems fine to me. I'll just comment this. So whatever code you have sent me, I'm going to use that. Okay. So whatever code that you sent me, right, I have copy and pasted in my code. It is working fine. Did you save it and reload the page?
Yes, sir. But still, it's showing object, and inside that, it's showing object.
Paste it. Okay. Do you have? Okay. Okay. Fine. Let's wait for some time. At the end of the class, we will. I mean, you can share your screen and we'll check it. Okay. But do one thing. Go to the storage, right? Yes, storage. Clear site data. Click on clear site data and reload the page.
Where, sir?
Here, right? Here you can see this storage, right? Manifest in application. You will third option, storage. Click on storage. Here you can find clear site data. This will clear all the local storage sessions, or everything. It will clear. So click on this clear site data and then reload your page.
Okay, sir.
Others, is it clear, guys? Everyone?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay, guys, we have one more topic, session stories to cover. Shall I cover it or shall I hold it for tomorrow?
Tomorrow, sir.
That is very small. It's same exactly like local storage. Same functions, nothing different.
Okay then.
Okay. Is it okay? Shall I cover it? If you people feel like that is too much, we can cover for tomorrow. We can cover it tomorrow, no problem. It will take hardly 10 minutes if you're going to cover it tomorrow. That's not a problem for it. Okay. Okay. Most of the people are saying cover it today. The people who have said cover it tomorrow, is it okay if I do it today?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. See, so here, right, we have used what we say, local storage, right? Instead of local storage, if you put the keyword called session storage, everything will happen for session storage. Okay, it's like same thing. Set item. If I set item like name, and name is Tony. Okay, I save this, come here and reload the page, right? If I go to the session storage, right? Inside session storage, I'll find the value, name and Tony. Name is Tony here. So like this, I can store all the values in terms of session. I mean, like local storage, I can store all these values in session storage also. I come here and paste this, and instead of this, I write session storage, right? So if I'm going to put all these values in session storage, okay. So I'll come here, and if I reload this, see all the values came into the session storage. The same functions, nothing different. Like local storage, same functions here. So similarly, if you want to read a data from the local storage, let's say if I want to read the data from session storage, let's say I want to read name. So let name equal to session storage dot get item of, I have to pass the key value. Key value is always in string format. So the key here is name. Okay. If I save this, come down and do console, come down and do console.log of name. Okay. Console.log of name. So if I come here, go to the console here, and I do reload here. See, I got the name here, Tony. So reading data from the session storage is also same like the local storage, where you have session storage dot get item. And to set the data, we use session storage dot set item. Any doubts here, guys, in setting and reading values from session storage?
Can you go back to the browser, sir?
Yeah.
So copy the URL and open a new tab, sir.
Okay.
And
okay.
sir, in that local storage,
if I go to the application, in the local storage, right, you will find the data. In the session storage, also you'll find the data. Why you're finding the data? The reason is when I load this URL, right, it actually loads the HTML and it loads the JavaScript again. That is why you're able to find the session storage here.
then sir, what is the use of it? Like it's
wait. This is the same domain. So here we have only one HTML. What if we have two HTMLs inside the same place? In that case, this will be not present. The domain has to be same. Okay, I'll show you the example. Let's go to Flipkart. Okay, I'll inspect this page. Okay, go to network application tab. I'll go to session storage. See, I have a session storage, some values I have. Okay, if I instead of click, I'll just open this in new tab. Okay, now if I go here and inspect this and go to application, Okay, so here if you see the PX ID, right, it ends with 1A. Okay, and here the same website but different code. See here the PX ID ends with something different. PX ID. See, both are from same domain, but it is different. If I go to local storage, okay, here I have the value. See, here I have some value. If I go here and if I look into local storage, right? See, I have here the value, same value, maybe in different order, but same value. Okay. So this is the difference between the local storage and the session storage.
Sir, like while creating a website, where to use local storage and where to use session storage?
So see, whenever you want to manage the user session, it's about login, authentication, these things. At that time, you have to use session storage. So for example, you have a website where you have a login. So once the user logs in, you will send a JW, you will send a token from your server to your location. That token will contain the expiry time. Okay. So this thing you have to store it in session storage. Why we have to store it in session storage is it is more safer because if the browser closes also, the session storage will be flushed out. So the user once again opens the website in the browser, he has to log in again. So it's an extra set of authentication. If you store that in local storage, even if the user closes and opens it again, the token will be present. So the user can, without login also, you can use the website.
Can you repeat, sir? What is the use of session storage?
When, for example, you are going to log in to a website. Okay, once you have logged in successfully, you are setting in your browser that this user has successfully logged in. You have a token. Okay, the token contains the expiry time. Let's say after 5 minutes, the token will expire. It's nothing but it's a big value that you're going to store it somewhere. Okay, if you store in session storage, if the browser is closed, then the session storage will get flushed out. That means the token will be not present. And the user opens the browser again and he goes to the website. So there is no token present in the session storage. It will ask you to re-log in. It will ask the user to log in again. Okay, but that token is present in local storage. In that case, even if the browser is closed and opened again, the local storage will not get flushed out. The token will be present. So it will not ask the user to log in.
So this JWT token we store in the session storage, sir?
Yeah. It's not necessary that we need to store it in session storage only. Few companies do it in local storage also, depending upon the use cases we do. But the difference is this only, using in session storage and using in local storage.
And so suppose we have to store the data of the user, like some ID, like some data. So we can store it on local storage also.
You can store it in local storage. The problem with storing in local storage is it is going to be persistent. Even though the browser is closed, even though the system is reloaded, switched off and switched on again, it is going to be present in the local storage only until unless you don't clear the site storage data.
Okay, like sir, Ateneo uses something like authentication, like it can be login only one device at a time, right? So at that thing they use session storage, like they have only one session ID, so it's
yeah. So is it clear, guys, in terms of session storage and the local storage?
Yes, sir. And like Google, we don't have to log up again and again. So it is using local storage. That means like storing the login.
Yeah. It stores the token in the local storage.
Sir, when we click remember me, what type of storage that is?
So when you click on remember me, right, it is used to store, it will store a token in the local storage. So basically it will tell that this guy is trustable.
Okay, and sir, what is the cache, sir?
Cache is nothing but this only. Whatever storage you can see here, right? the local storage, the index, the session storage. These everything is in cache, comes under cache. So these data, right? It can get into the cache storage. Whenever API call happens, whatever things happen, right, on this particular browser, that value can travel inside this cache storage. That is a bit different. Okay, these things will be there. So these storage, the cache, everything comes under the site storage. Okay, cache is something which is like again you are going to use you're going to load a same resource from the internet. So what the browser does is it puts it in its local so that it can load it faster.
So like when we use like clear cache, the password we have saved it to just to delete that password.
See, whenever you are doing this clear site data, right, it will clear all the storages and the cache, everything.
Okay.
Okay. So here we have all the things which you can choose everything which and all you want to clear, and you can give clear.
And so what
Okay.
are cookies, sir?
Cookies are something which is set by the server in order to track the movement of the person on the web page. It is a piece of code which is live in your browser screen. It tracks you what you're doing in that particular website.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, guys, that's all for today's class. Okay. Let's go with some interview questions. Then we will jump to the MCQs. Okay. So let's start. What is BOM? Any one of you remember?
Browser object model.
Okay. What is the difference between set timeout and set interval?
So set interval runs continuously, like while the time we set. Like suppose we set 2 seconds, so it will run after 2 seconds again and again. But in set interval, it will run only after a single time for 2 seconds.
Okay. How do you test for an empty object? Whether the object is empty or not, how do you test that? How do you
So we
check
can,
an array is empty? First, tell me how to check whether array is empty.
so we put equal to the empty brackets. If it returns true, then it's empty.
Okay, that is one way. Another way.
Array of length should be 0.
Okay, cool. These two ways you can utilize. And how to check whether an object is empty? It's not null Nilesh.
So one way can be the same as equal to empty curly brackets. If it returns true, then it's empty.
So we can check the object.keys. Object.keys is a method which is basically going to tell you what are the keys present inside the object. Okay. Once that will give an array of the list of the keys. So you can check that length as 0 or not. Okay. So that is done like this. Let's say we have an object. So one as name as ABC. Then we have age as 20. Okay. If I do object dot keys of, we have to specify which object we are going to check. So it will be object 1. Okay. So this will give me an array of values, array of keys values. If that particular object key, the list of key values dot length, if it is equal to 0, then that means that object is empty. This is one way to do it. it clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
How to display the current date? How to get the current date? Yeah, Nilesh sir, date object is correct, but how to get the data object? What is the syntax to write that?
Let date is equal to new date, then we console the date.
Okay, the new date will give me time stamp, right? Not date only. How to get only the date? Use dot get date. Object dot get date. Exactly. Cool, guys. Let's move to the MCQs. Please, everyone, log into your portal. I'll post the MCQs now. I've posted the first question that is for 2 minutes. Please go and answer. Guys, I've created the second question. Please go and answer. See the promise got raised, right? Okay, wait, let's that. Yeah, the second is multiple choice. You should see the options correctly, guys. Then I'm pasting the third MCQ. Please go and answer. That's also for 2 minutes. Guys, I have created the fourth MCQ. That is also for 2 minutes. Please go and answer. Yeah, Nilesh sir, I'm sorry, I've been a little busy now. So I'll do it today. Today or tomorrow, I'll definitely do it. The repo and the PPT, both I'll update it. Okay. Sorry, very sorry. I'll do it today after this class or maybe tomorrow morning, first thing in the morning. Okay. Okay. So, Himanshu, the second MCQ is the race, right? The promise dot race. That basically takes its weights till both the promises get settled. Okay, both the promises get settled. I mean, once it either should get rejected or resolved. So both of them it will wait till that point. So both will take 4,000 milliseconds and 2,000 milliseconds. So it will take nearly 6,000 milliseconds or 6
But
seconds.
it returns the whichever completes early.
Yeah, it will complete. But I have asked what it will, how much time it will take. I have asked how much it will take to complete. Yeah,
Shouldn't it be 4,000 milliseconds only?
No. It should be both of them.
Yes.
It is not running parallelly.
Okay.
We'll wait for both of them to get complete. Okay, guys, that's all for today's session. I'll open up the attendance.
Sir, why it is not running parallelly? Both the promises.
Okay, I don't have an exact answer for that. I'll check and get back to you. Okay.
Okay.
I don't have a concrete answer. That's the reason.
Okay.
I may be wrong because I'm also not getting doubts on myself. I'll check and let you know. Okay.
Okay.
Sure. Thanks. Yeah, I have opened up the attendance, guys. If you can go and give your attendance. Yeah, guys, that's all for today's class. Any doubts or anything you people have, I can take it up now. Prag, you were telling you had some issue, right? Is that clear?
No, sir. Actually, everything gone clear, sir.
What, Prag? Everything got
Clear, sir. Like I'm not getting
okay.
anything before.
Okay, everything's okay right now.
Sir, like clear means clear, sir. Like I'm not getting anything in the storage, sir.
So the reason is you're doing local storage dot clear at the last, right? Comment that line.
No, sir. I have not used that, sir.
Can you share your screen? Let me check what is the issue.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, way to post. Share your screen. Yeah, thanks, guys. Good night. Yeah. Save this and go to your local storage. Reload the page. What is the Chrome extension extra it is coming?
I don't know, sir.
Can you open this HTML in the in your Chrome? Don't serve it. Just directly open the HTML. I think you're using local serve, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, don't use that. Directly open the. Don't do like this. Go to the HTML file. Right click on that and open with the Google browser. No, go to the folder location. Go to the folder location. Not in VS Code, folder location. Now inspect and go to your. Now it is presenting all. The name one, age one. This is what you have said, right?
No, sir.
Okay. Are you opening any other HTML file?
No, sir. Wait. It's Bhava 02. Same, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Open that URL in Google Chrome.
Okay, sir.
Inspect and go to that. Go to your code. Go to your browser again. Go to network tab. Reload the page. Okay. Index your HTML dot index your case control. There is some error in the browser. Can you check what is the error in the browser? Go to console. Where is not defined.
Automatically it's adding, I guess.
That's the reason. Save this. Now go and reload.
Yeah.
Now go to the application and go to the local storage. Yeah, now this
Yeah. Yeah.
There was error with your file. Okay, man. Sure. Okay, guys. Good night. You will have been wonderful audience. See you tonight. Let's catch up tomorrow. Bye, guys. Good night.
Good night, sir.